Hello, friends. So for today, Christine Meyer Scraps asked if I wanted to join in her collab for Scrapping Boys, and I think it's her 2.0. So I am going to scrapbook a photo of my son. So I have one son, one human son, two dogs that are boys. This is my son Justin, and this picture I grabbed off of Snapchat this morning. His girlfriend took this picture. And this is the lake his girlfriend lives on, and they're hanging out having coffee on the deck. And the product I'm going to use is I'm going to use a die cut. I have this feather piece, and all of the products I'm going to use are from a Not Just for Boys Kit Club kit. I have this right here. It's by Bo Bunny Chiffon Vintage Double Dot Designs. I'm going to use this. I have this great crepe paper piece of paper here. It's the one that has the numbers on the one side, but I like these dots. And I'm going to use this one right here. It's also by Bo Bunny. It's Sunshine Bliss Serene. I love this pale green. This is really cool and interesting, but for my purposes today, I have this. And then I have other pieces I'm going to bring in. Like this is the packaging for the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. There's wood grain. There's all kinds of stuff you can use on the reverse side of the packaging. So I'm going to bring that in. And then I have a bunch of these Never Grow Up crepe paper die cuts and cut aparts that I'm going to work in. I also love these cute little gray envelopes that are little exclusive bits from the Kit Club. So I'm going to work them in as well. I think also I'm going to start by using a little bit of this Simon Hurley dye ink in Woof to kind of go on the outsides of all of my edges because I'm going to have a lot of patterns going on and I want them to kind of pop off the page. So I'm going to get scrapping and take you along with me. So I did go ahead, that polka dotty paper, I have gone ahead and inked all the edges. I do love this crepe paper with this pale gray background and the stars on it. So I'm going to use that to mat my photo. I tend to print my photos with a white mat around them to start a white border. Not a mat, a border, because I like the pop of the photo off the page. I think it's kind of like a really nice cheat in that you get to start with that for your mat and then, then whatever else you pop up. Now, the paper that I'm using right there, the wood grain, that is from the back of some of the packaging from the kit this month. And they do really smart no waste packaging in that see how that's the back of it? You can punch out from the grid design. You can do whatever on the grid design. You can also use the wood from the back side of it. So I think it's very clever because it's also, the designs are clever enough that you do want to use them again. So very smart, very, I don't know, eco-friendly packaging? I don't know. I love it anyway. So I will go ahead and ink in between all of these edges. I did also, yeah, I end up inking all the edges, so I'll stop saying that. I am doing just a little smudgy of the same ink color on this die cut because it looked too bright and too clean after I had mucked up so many of the edges. Now I'm tacking it down super lightly at this point because I'm not exactly sure how hidden I'll have the feather under the design when I am done. So I figured once I get the photo down and I square that up, then I can go a little heavier handed with the adhesive. It's just a really nice delicate cut, so I wanted to keep from ripping it and from having adhesive sticking out and all that kind of stuff. Now this kit that I'm playing with has a ton of this gorgeous crepe paper die cuts, ephemera, and all that kind of thing. And I also did fussy cut a little bit out from a crepe paper cut apart sheet. It's one of those that it's like, see that piece right there? And it's got this cute little wood grain vibe and all that. I love when they're like useful cut aparts, not just all 3x4s and all 4x6s. I like the different sizes. I think it's just a lot more interesting. I'm trying to decide where I want that one layered, and I couldn't have it right under the wood grain because you couldn't see it properly. So I did stick it under the yellow mat in this photo. Now, my design will be pretty darn simple in that I'm letting my supplies do all the work for me. I'm spreading out this green color on both sides of the page. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. They are outside. You can see some trees in the background, so it pulls it together nicely. And this little froggy was so adorable that he deserved to be popped up on a little bit of fun foam. And there's something about boy layouts that make me think of catching frogs and all that kind of stuff. Although my son did not like icky things. My youngest daughter Ryan would catch frogs and tadpoles and all that kind of stuff. And my son just did not roll that way as much. But we're going to pretend for these purposes that it's valid. All right, so I stuck in all kinds of these different sentiments that worked for, for my son and also with this adorable kit. Now, these alphas do not like to stick, but they are shiny, puffy alphas. They pack an adorable punch for this layout. They bring in a nice, strong bit of black, so you just have to use a little bit of liquid adhesive to make them cooperate. Now, there was a cute little ticket that was spot on, right color of blue in my collection to play with. So I just popped it right there. It has nothing to do with anything, no meaning. I just love the mood, the feel, the color, all that kind of stuff. So now I do know that I'm going to be bringing in some little black photo corners in 3 of those corners. So I'm going to have to mess with my title a little bit. I'm going to have to pop it up or push it up a tiny bit, but it's not a big deal. What else to tell you? This picture was taken in Southeast Michigan in May of 2020. So that's a little bit of information. Now, I have these really cool dimensional plastic stars that came in the kit I'm playing with. And this kit was from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club, by the way. I believe it was the April 2020 main kit. But these stars are awesome. So they come in 2 sizes. So I'm using them as my enamel dots. So 1 big and 2 smalls in a couple of different clusters. And that's going to complete this layout. Super simple, but ever so fun boy layout. I love the way it came together. The cut file really works for this particular child as well. There's a bit more of a close-up. My letter's kind of wonky, and I like it. So thank you so much for including me, Christine, and I will see everybody else ever so soon with another video. Bye-bye, friends.